Hi, my name is Patrawat, and I'm a researcher at YouTube. Today I'm going to be talking about how creators experience and cope with hate and harassment online. With the rise of social media came a new class of creatives, content creators, storytellers, gamers, and small business owners with the ability to reach millions of people. But with self-disclosure comes the risk of personal attack in the form of hate and harassment. Some people may believe that only large creators experience hate and harassment, but creators experience it regardless of their size, popularity, or platform that they're on. For example, this creator has about 900 subscribers, but posted a video publicly addressing the harassment they've experienced online and how they manage it. As a community of researchers and practitioners trying to address hate and harassment, it can be hard to identify the best solutions if we don't understand the scope of the problem or its impacts. However, creators are at the forefront of online hate and harassment due to their prominence online. Lessons we learn from them can inform how we broadly protect everyone. To that end, we reached out to 135 creators to hear about their experiences with hate and harassment across platforms and how they stay safe. We asked them about their experiences with hate and harassment on any platform they participate on, their perceptions of policies, tools, and reporting on these platforms, their coping practices and tips for other creators. First, we found that creators rely on a broad set of platforms to reach their audience. 96% of creators use at least 2 platforms, with 56% having more than 10,000 followers. All of the creators report using YouTube, which is an artifact of our recruitment process. Beyond YouTube, over 50% report using other platforms like TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. This shouldn't come as a surprise. Each platform provides a different focus in how creators can connect with their audiences. However, the attacks and harms creators experience are frequent and ubiquitous. 95% of creators report experiencing hate and harassment at least once during their career on any platform they use as part of their online presence. Wherever creators have an online presence, harassment can follow. Harassment occurs across multiple platforms, with 64% of creators mentioning attacks on 2 to 3 platforms. And across platforms, it's not always random users that are attacking them, though 80% of creators did report that having been the case. 42% of creators have been targeted by their own audience members, 23% report being attacked by other creators, and 20% have been targeted by repeat offenders, users who continue to come back and attack creators, including sometimes creating new accounts to do so. Toxic comments, as you might expect, are the most commonly reported problem that creators face across platforms. This participant reports that the problem is common and part of being a creator. It shouldn't be, but it is. However, creators face more attacks than just toxic comments. Over half reported experiencing impersonation. 31 to 32% of creators have also experienced their accounts being hacked, stalking or surveillance, and false reports. About 1 in 4 creators reported their personal information being leaked online and having rumors spread about them. Taken together, this points towards how we need to consider the breadth of attacks creators experience beyond toxic comments. The attacks that creators experience don't cause harm in isolation. They can and do escalate into severe threats. This creator describes a repeat offender sexually harassing them and going so far as to create fake accounts on a platform to do so. This sexual harassment evolved into death threats, an escalation that moves from the world of online harassment into offline harm. Harassment can have lasting consequences for platform participation, as creators report changing the way they engage in response. In particular, we found that the experience of attacks over time leads creators to self-censor and limit how they connect, share, and engage online. This creator was attacked for mentioning that they were Jewish, and then they experienced hate en masse about it. They used word filtering to limit the hate, which helped them feel safe, but they ultimately stopped sharing about this part of their identity moving forward. Beyond self-censorship, creators will leave a platform to avoid harassment altogether. 43% of creators have quit a platform due to harassment, including having witnessed the harassment of other creators. About half of those who have left a platform, that's 20% of the total sample, have left a platform permanently as a result of these experiences. This means 1 in 5 creators has abandoned part of their community to prioritize their own safety. If creators, like C34 here, experience enough harassment, it can result in attrition from that platform altogether. Creators use a variety of tools to keep themselves safe. Creators report moderation as the most effective at 82%. Reporting was seen as the least effective at 55%, with policy and community guidelines in between at 66%. Creators are more focused on actions that they can take to empower themselves to keep safe, but indicated there was still room for improvement in tooling. This includes requests for pre-configured rules and filters to set and forget, better community moderation support, and more auto-moderation to reduce the emotional labor of manually reviewing abusive comments. About 1 in 4 creators found reporting systems to be ineffective. Creators expressed a need for more transparency and feedback in reporting systems so they know they have been heard. There are also opportunities to identify ways to reduce friction in the reporting process, including helping creators streamline their decision on which categories to use. Despite creators' sense of fatalism about experiencing hate and harassment, they have strategies to keep themselves safe online. These tips don't just apply to creators, they can help everyone. The first is to have a plan. Hate and harassment on social media platforms is seen as a pervasive, unavoidable part of being an online creator. The creators in our study felt it was important to plan for this eventuality. Creators also reported inconsistent access to support or resources when attacks occur. 21% reported they didn't have access to resources to help them when harassment happens. So creators could benefit from having resource guides on how to mitigate attacks before they occur. Other advice includes having a support group, not engaging, moderating, and keeping private. So in this study, we identified the types of hate and harassment creators experience across platforms. The problems aren't isolated to a single platform or vertical. It is ubiquitous across platforms creators have a presence on. We have the opportunity to address creator hate and harassment across multiple levels by considering the ecosystem nature of threats and investing in both system design and user empowerment. Most immediately, we can empower creators by continuing to improve their moderation and safety tools. However, empowering creators with moderation tools comes at a human cost. It is still exposing at-risk users to harm that builds up over time. To that end, we have the opportunity to build safety into our systems by design, such as considering holistic solutions that can automatically reduce exposure to hate and harassment, either via machine learning or making intentional product choices to prevent vulnerabilities. Finally, the most long-term opportunity includes identifying ways to build consistent interventions across platforms. By identifying opportunities for collaborations, we can create a safer content ecosystem by design. We hope this work may act as a stepping stone to help keep creators safe and provide avenues for addressing hate and harassment for everyone. Thank you to our many collaborators and to you for listening, and if you are interested in learning more, please go read the paper.